Rachel?
All right. It's our last Sunday in December. And so far, our team has helped 97 people get started on their health and fitness journey or become a coach, which is incredible. Huge congrats and shout out to Angela Waters for being at Success Club 32 so far for the month. And Caitlin Crawford for also locking in. She's at Success Club 14, so she's already locked in Success Club 10. Kristen Bourgeois and Lauren are at 8, and also having locked in Success Club for the month, Shauna, Jackie, Crystal, Danielle, and Raquel, and 2 Danielles. So, and then a bunch of us are close and on the board. And the last day of the month is on Thursday. So, especially when the last day of the month is a holiday, treat Wednesday like it's the pretend December, I almost said January, pretend December ends on Wednesday. Treat that like it's that last day of the month. All right. Oh, and congrats to new emeralds, Sarah Thompson, and Lori Hurst is what we consider a VIP diamond now. She held diamond for 6 consecutive weeks. Huge shout out to Laura Simon, whose team officially advanced to 4-star diamond, which is so huge and a big team effort, and so excited for them. All right, that's all I've got.
Love it. We have like four more days left in this year. Okay, we're going to jump right into it because we have a lot tonight. Not a lot, but we have a lot that we want to get talking about. This is part 3 of vision casting for 2021. So we are going to be more than ready whenever New Year hits and we hit 2021. We will have all the tools in our bank. If you missed part 1 and part 2, we're going to recap them quickly here for you, but we also have those recorded. You can watch the full call. If you do nothing else this week while you're vegging on the couch and you're still eating your holiday treats, please take the time to do this. It will transform the way you enter this next upcoming year. All right, so really quickly, let's recap. Again, like you said, you can watch the replay, but part 1, we went over the big picture. We showed you what was available in the realm of Beachbody so that you could see what opportunities are out there. Because a lot of times when we start, we have no idea what's out there. We just start a business, but I think it's really good to know what you can achieve and then decide what is it that I want to go for. Because the great thing about this is that you are the CEO of your own business. Your upline, your coach, us as your mentors, we're here to help you achieve whatever goals you have for yourself, and that looks different for every single one of us. But take a good look at that. Determine, we kind of gave you what you can expect income-wise at each rank and each recognition piece. So take a look at that, see what aligns with you. If you haven't had a conversation with your upline yet, please make sure you let them know, especially at the end of this call, with what your goals are for the upcoming year so that we can help you get there and support you best. I just want to remind you that there is no deadline for success. I know a fresh year, it's good to reflect on what happened and all those things and like, did I reach my goals by this deadline that I set? But I just want to remind you, there's no deadline, right? If you are in this business, we have said this multiple times, I am $1 million earner in Beachbody. I know that. I feel that in my soul. Has it come to fruition right now? No, but I know I'm on my way, that my success is inevitable. There's no deadline. I'm not putting a cap that I have to hit it by June 2021, in order to do that. But I know that that's just part of my pathway of what I need to achieve in my business. So whether you've been here for a week as a brand new coach, or you've been here like 6 years like I have, I just want you to remind you that this is your business. You can go at a pace that works for you, and we're going to do everything we can to support you in reaching that. Part 2, which we did last week, we wanted to really have more of a closeout of this year. If you haven't taken the time, we had a beautiful ritual on how to close out 2020, writing down at least 30 things that you are proud of yourself for. What we focus on expands. I know this year has been crazy and wonky and probably not what any of us anticipated, but that's okay. There was still, I know, some good that came out of it. I want you to close this year focusing on the good. If you haven't taken the time to write out at least 30 things, again, it's like, well, what else? What else? What else? Until you get to 30. Do not let yourself stop early. I want you to squeeze the juice out of this year and really focus on feeling the feelings of like, hey, you know what? I am proud of myself. If you didn't go watch that call, please make sure you do that and take time before we end this year to like really wrap it up in a beautiful way. Then we talked about it's time to get clear on what we want. And sometimes we can focus on what we don't want. Maybe you're ending this year and you're stressed about finances after the holidays, or maybe you gained some weight through, the coronavirus and quarantine and all of that, and you're not where you want to be. Contrast breeds clarity. So if you're looking at your life, that's really what brought me into this business. I looked at what I didn't want, and then I got very clear on like, that's not what I want. So here's what I do want. Get clear on what you want. Give yourself permission to dream big and say, here's what I want. It doesn't matter if like, oh, I don't know how it's going to happen. Your job is not the how. Your job is to decide what I want, why it's important with me. And then we're going to start taking actions, knowing that the steps will be given along the way. We also asked you, what do you value? What are your priorities? We're going to dive deeper into that today, where we decide what's important to me. What are some things that I'm willing to sacrifice in order to reach those goals that I have for myself? And what are some things I'm not willing to sacrifice? Because that's important to determine, am I willing to do what it takes to get to that level, or what am I not willing to do? And then at the same time, just having a good, honest, non-gentle observation of yourself, kind of a detached look, and say, okay, what are some things this year that I probably, if this is my goal, what do I need to stop doing? Right? We all have those things like, ooh, I probably should stop doing that. Maybe I should stop hitting snooze. Maybe I need to shut out the inner mean girl and those limiting beliefs. And then at the same time, what do I need to start doing? We all know those things like, I could do a little bit more. Maybe I could start doing this in this area, or maybe I can learn more in this area. So what do you need to stop doing, and what do you need to start doing? Again, if you haven't watched those videos, go back through, really take the time to answer those questions and be very honest with yourself. And then we're going to lead you through where to go and how to make it tangible so that you can achieve the goals you want in a way that honors your priorities, honors your values, and striding what I like to say, satisfied. All right.
Okay, so first and foremost, deciding what you want to achieve. And I want you to think about what you want to achieve by the end of 2021. And that's kind of hard to do because it's big and it's broad, and 12 months goes by in a flash. But what is a priority for your business this year? When you think about, okay, in 2021, and we're only talking about this business right here, what do I want to achieve? What do I really want to get out of it? If I am sitting right here on December 27th, 2021 on this Zoom call with Team VIP, what do I want to be looking back saying that, yes, I've achieved X, Y, and Z in the business? And here's the deal. It is easy to get caught up with everybody else's goals. Don't do that. You do not need to chase anybody else's dream. I promise you, you have enough work chasing your own. Don't worry about anybody else. It doesn't matter what they're doing, what goals they're hitting. It doesn't matter. Focus on you and what really feels good, because it's very easy to hear somebody say, well, this is my goal. And you're like, well, then that should probably be my goal too. So I'm going to do that too. Because then when you achieve that goal or you don't achieve that goal, either way, you're going to feel empty because it wasn't what you genuinely wanted. You wanted it because of someone else. And that comparison game, if you start setting your goal with a comparison, it's going to eat you alive all year long. And you're going to end up feeling frustrated, and you're going to end up feeling like you failed in some way, even if you achieve it. So make sure that the goal that you want is something that you genuinely want. And I would love to see in the chat as you're going, put what that is for you. And maybe it changes and it evolves and it grows as you move through the year. But right now, in this moment, in this space, what feels honest and good to you? Put it in the chat. Do you want to build your income? Is that something that's important to you? For some of us, that's a huge deal. For some of us, that's like, I'll take it or leave it. I don't really need the money, or the money's not important to me. I'm here for other aspects. I'm here for the community. I'm here for my health journey. I'm here to help other people do their health journey. What is your goal? What do you want to achieve? A certain rank? Do you want to be a 5-star elite coach? Do you want to be a 2-star premier coach? Do you want to be a 10-star coach? Do you want to be 15 superstar diamond? There are so many opportunities for rank and recognition in this team, in this business. Again, do not get caught up with that, because rank and recognition has nothing to do with income. They are not the same. I know that in the beginning of this business, Raquel and I chased rank and recognition because we thought it would bring us income. We quickly realized the two don't go together. You can hit rank and recognition without having income, and vice versa. So those two can still be both important to you, but they're not mutually exclusive in this business. Do you want to focus on retail or Team Cycle Bonus? Retail meaning you're bringing on new customers every single month. Retail meaning you're focusing on helping your current clients love their experience, rock their journey, have a good transformation, have a quality experience with you as their coach. They're continuing to order their nutritionals. You are bringing in retail. You are bringing in clients, clients, clients. Maybe you want to focus on Team Cycle Bonus. Team Cycle Bonus is you building a team. You are bringing other people like you who want to work and build this business, and you're doing it together. That is going to grow your Team Cycle Bonus, which is your passive income. So if your goal is income, Team Cycle Bonus would match that. If your goal is not income, you'd be going more the retail route, because retail is going to fluctuate up and down, and it's going to depend on how many you sell that week, and it's going to depend on you trading essentially your time for money, because you're as much time as you can put into pulling in retail as how much income you can earn, whereas Team Cycle Bonus becomes more passive. Do you want this to be a hobby, or do you want this to be a business? Raquel and I were talking about when we put together this call, when you look at what your goals are, if your goals, like Raquel said, $1 million earner, if your goal is to be $1 million earner in this business, are you treating this business in that way? Are you showing respect to this business in that way? Do you know what money you're spending and what money you're earning? Do you have a marketing plan on your social media front, or are you just showing up when it happens to be convenient for you? Are you doing your programs and products and following them to a T so that you can be a good example of what you're offering? Or are you kind of flying by the seat of your pants and just doing what happens to work at the time? And again, neither one of these is wrong, but one of them is lining out a business and one of them is just a hobby. Nothing wrong with either one, but know which lane you're in, because it's very easy to want the outcome of a business, but your actions align with a hobby. And then you get frustrated with why it's not working. I will tell you, I have been there myself. I know that all too well, that I want these business outcomes, and then I'm looking at my actions and I'm like, but I'm acting like I'm running around with a hobby. So you've got to check yourself. Raquel and I constantly check ourselves and are like, we aren't showing up in the way that we would like to be showing up, or in the way that we would like our goals to represent. So first and foremost, I love what I'm seeing in the chat. Keep them coming. Decide what you really want. And just for the purposes of this call, I want you to get something in your head so that we can kind of work through it and figure out a way to make it make sense for you moving forward into this year. You can absolutely work with your upline to adjust what makes sense and what feels realistic for you in your life season right now.
All right, so we are assuming that if you are on this call, that you are business minded, and remind you, businesses make money. So we're going to break down what the income looks like based on your goals. And like she said, we want to make sure that it aligns and you know what to expect, because the definition of frustration is unmet expectations. So we want to make sure that it is very clear what it looks like. So for instance, let's set our expectations to match our goals. If $500 a month is your goal, totally doable, you can make this happen. Here's what it takes. You want to help at least 5 to 10 new people per month get started. At least 3 of them should be purchasing a challenge pack. Okay, so 3 people you're getting set up with Beachbody On Demand and our performance line or Recover or Shakeology, all the things, at least 3. That doesn't mean you can't help people just get set up with BOD, or you can't help people just get set up with Beach Bars or Energize or Collagen. That's great, but at least 3 are purchasing a challenge pack, meaning you are earning Success Club. Success Club, make that a non-negotiable. If you're really looking to earn at least $500 a month, that will help you get there. Focus on retention of your customers. So while Success Club, we look at new people that we're bringing in, you should always be filling your funnel in a business with bringing in new customers. At the same time, you want to make sure that you're serving the people that signed up with you and trusted you. Add value, take ownership of your groups. They signed up with you. Our job as coaches is to help people get results. I never want us to lose sight of that. Like when I have transformation pics and people text me that they're at this goal, that lights me up, because my job as a coach is to provide a community, offer value, offer service, help them get results when they're struggling, offer that encouragement, maybe that kick in the pants, help them have retention so that people become Beachbody lifers. I truly believe this community is better than any other sort of fitness community I've ever been in. I truly believe what we have to offer is the best out there, and I want people to know it. I want to pull them in. I want to help them get great results where they want, when a new program launches, they want to be signing up. They understand the value of Shakeology and Energize and why it's different than other products on the market, I want them to be lifers with us, because this is a lifestyle. And I know that if they're in our community, they'll continue to live that healthy lifestyle. Commit to using the business activity tracker. Again, $500 a month. You have to be showing up for your business. And the best way to do that is to track your activity on that business activity tracker that Beachbody lays out for us. It's very easy to do. You know exactly what you should be doing, but it's also a good metric of, we can't manage what we don't measure. So if you're like, hey, I'm not where I want to be, I'm kind of frustrated, the first thing to do is look at that tracker and see, am I showing up for my business? And while you don't have to be 100% every single day, 80% are you showing up on that tracker? If you're not at 80%, then you're probably not going to get the results that you want. Just going to be honest with you so that you understand those expectations. Plug into the team and attend events. If you're on this team call, yay, you're plugging into our team. This business, like I said, you're the own CEO, but you're not alone. You have us. Plug into our team. We provide resources, our team page. Get connected. Find a partner who's in the same season of life as you and has the same goals and wants to run or jog or walk or whatever pace you want that aligns with you. Get connected to the team. That could probably be the biggest thing I would tell you to have success, is to plug into our team. Attend events. I'm hoping that we will all be able to meet in person and we'll be able to go to the Super Saturdays and the summit and the retreats. Please, please let that be what happens in 2021. But if it's possible this year, I hope that you'll make it a priority to attend events in person. Those are the best things that you can do for yourself and your business, when you can get connected with the Beachbody community and see and feel firsthand what it's like. And then understand that success takes time. I know we say it, I always say my success, I know success in this business is inevitable, but I also realized I wasn't going to be $1 million earner after my first 6 months, right? Most businesses, normal businesses, if you were to start a franchise of your own, most businesses go in knowing they won't be profitable until year 3. Now, thankfully for us, and the way our business model is set up, is you can be profitable on day 1, right? That's not how it works for us. But most people that start a business go in knowing, I will not see a return on my investment until year 3. But somehow when we get into this business model, we expect to automatically be earning thousands of dollars after month 1. But just know it takes time. Plug in and have that long-term vision, because that's where the magic happens.
Okay, so I saw a lot of people that had the goal of $500 a month, and then I saw a lot of people putting in the chat that they wanted to be earning $900 a week. 2-star diamond was a goal. Full-time business was a goal. So this piece is for you. So this is kind of the next level up from that. So we wanted to show you some tangible examples, and don't let these numbers like overwhelm you and don't overthink it. We just wanted to give you like a back office view, because again, if you're running this like a business, you need to do this. And maybe that means you're asking your upline, can you walk through this with me? Because I promise you, we didn't know this when we first started. And when these were our goals, we had no idea this was even a thing. Once we started reaching things, we're like, we've got to figure out how to back up our goals. Because the most important thing to know is this year is going to fly by. It is going to go so fast. If you do not push like a bat out of crazy starting in January, you're going to find yourself in December feeling deflated and feeling like you didn't accomplish what you wanted to accomplish because the year got away from you. Like, life is just never going to slow down. Even during a pandemic, life doesn't slow down. It doesn't. There's never going to be an opportunity. So if you really have everything in front of you that you need in order to hit this, you're going to have nothing but success coming for you. So $500 a week, here's what it looks like. 11,200 total volume. So that's looking at your right and left leg. This is not perfect for everybody's downline. We did an even downline. Depending on your downline and your volume situation, reach out to your upline to confirm this. But we just wanted to give you an even downline. So if you're adding your right leg volume plus your weak leg volume together, you're looking at 11,000. You might not even know how to add your volume. That's okay. That is what your upline coach is for. You would need a total of 11,000. That includes no retail. That is just pure team cycle bonus. You have coaches working underneath you, which means you have coaches underneath you that are hitting Success Club consistently. You have multiple coaches on your right leg, multiple coaches on your left leg. They're hitting Success Club consistently, and they too are growing a team. Another way to get there, so this is another example. 4,200 total right and left leg. Again, you've got some coaches underneath you. They're hitting Success Club. You would also need $250 in retail. So that's new orders coming in, subscription orders happening from BOD, from people renewing their BOD, or customer retention. So customer nutritionals coming in, whether they're purchasing Shakeology, they're getting more Recover, Energize, Collagen. You've got so many opportunities there. Retention, your customer retention plus subscriptions, new orders, $250 of that. Third option, $4,200, right plus left leg, $125 in personal account retail, and then $125 team cycle bonus from your spouse. So we always say get your spouse to Emerald as quickly as you possibly can and allow their volume to start building, because when you are building that team underneath your spouse, they're going to benefit. I know Leah, I think she's on the call. This week, her husband made, hopefully I can share this, her husband made $250 in his account. That's a huge deal. Her husband didn't wake up and start working. He's been there. His account has been there, but Leah has been working, and Leah got herself to 2-Star Diamond and put her second business center where it would benefit both her spouse and herself. And so now that money is just being made from the same level of effort. Again, don't let this overwhelm you or confuse you. We just want you to get your wheels turning, and just know that when you start to build your business in this way and you start to be strategic, the same level of effort is going to get you a lot more bang for your buck, because you're going to be working smarter, not harder. So when you think, man, I would love to earn $500 a week, but I don't have the time, that's not what it's about. It's about you being efficient and smart and running this like a business. You should be able to put in the same amount of time now versus a year from now and really double your income. Okay. Again, this is looking at you, assuming you are a diamond coach earning $18 per cycle, just so that you know that. And then, so tangible. So looking at that, you're saying, okay, that sounds great, but that's like those numbers. How do I get that? You need to be hitting Success Club 10 plus every single month. Without fail, non-negotiable. You have to make that happen. You need your spouse account to Emerald by the end of January. No matter what, they need to start earning that passive income. They need to start opening themselves up for volume. And then you need to get yourself, your business, to 2-Star Diamond by June. And then you need to hold it, because that opens you up for bonus opportunities, but it also opens you up to open that second business center, which I know you hear us talk about, but that's really the most control you have over increasing your finances this year. If you had one thing that would be a guaranteed income producing activity and a guaranteed raise for yourself and your business, it would be opening up an additional business center, because then you're going to get to earn extra income by putting out the same amount of effort. It 1000% will be worth it. So this is just kind of a little map to give you an idea. And we don't want to say get to 2-Star Diamond by the end of the year. You want to crunch that up. Get to 2-Star Diamond by June at the latest. But getting to 2-Star Diamond by June means you have to start working now, because you need 2 of you, or at least your spouse and 1 of you on the other leg, that are working and excited and are having as much fun as you are to get your booty moving there. And we're gonna lay out, and we're gonna have push groups, and we're gonna help you, but you need to be clear on, if this is your goal, let's back it back up and make that tangible for the first quarter of the year, second quarter of the year, so on. Now we're gonna break down, you've got your goal, you kind of see a vision of where it's going. How do you align this with the rest of your life?
All right, so this is a goal setting guide that I created after my first year that I hit elite. And it was a huge goal on my vision board to be 5-star elite. I wanted to make it happen. I pushed. It was the end of the year, and I got to the end of the year. I hit my goal, and it felt empty. Okay, and I told myself, never again will I push for a goal that I want so hard and it not feel good. So I had to really sit down with myself and say, well, why didn't it feel good? And it didn't feel good because I felt like I wasn't honoring the priorities in my life. I was so focused on this one central goal that I forgot about everything else. And it almost burnt me out. It did burn me out. And I said, okay, self, I'm going to take responsibility for that. What can I do differently? And so our job as your business mentors is we want to teach you how to set goals while still honoring your priorities so that you can strive, like I said, satisfied. So when you hit a goal, you feel like you're crushing it, not just in the business, but in every aspect of life. I always say there's going to be seasons of imbalance to get to balance. And I still firmly believe like that. There can be seasons in your business where you're pushing hard, you're maybe not getting as much sleep, and it happens, but it's exciting and it's fun. But I also want you to make sure that you're not setting yourself up to be discouraged or frustrated or disappointed, because this business has highs and lows, just like any business. And I want to make sure that you're hitting goals in a way that feels so good. So let me just walk you through what this looks like. So first things first, I want you to make a list of your priorities. I put 5, maybe you have more, but ultimately, I think 5 is a good number of like, what are the main priorities in my life? And I'm going to talk you through mine. The middle section is 3 actions you can take to honor those priorities. And then we're going to look at your 12-week goals. And I just want those 12-week goals to be business focused. Okay. So we're really focusing on business 12-week goals. What can I make happen in the first quarter? Because if I look at the whole year can go by quickly, and I turn around and be like, dang, time went by fast. But if I'm like, no, I need to be hyper focused. If you haven't read the 12-week year yet, that would be a great book to read. In first Q1, what do I need to achieve in order to make my full year goals happen? So for instance, my priorities, my spirituality and faith, that's number 1. Okay, that's a big priority for me. Number 2, my family. Number 3, my health. Number 4, my business. And then number 5 is like my own personal me. Like me is my main, I need to be making myself a priority. Okay. So for instance, my main priority is spirituality and faith. What are 3 actions I can take to honor my priorities? So for me, in order for me to say, yes, I do honor my spirituality and faith, that means I'm going to take some time to spend some time in a devotional, prayer, meditate, right? I have to have a little bit of quiet time to connect. That just makes me feel good. It gets me grounded. I need that. 2, our church still isn't in, but I like to listen online to our church service or listen to a church sermon podcast. That helps me. That fills my cup. I need to be in it. And then 3, participating in some sort of Bible study that I'm in, a women's Bible study Zoom. Those are 3 things that when I'm doing that, I'm honoring my priority of spirituality and faith, and it feels good. When I'm not doing those things, when I'm not taking time to have prayer and meditation, when I'm not filling myself up with, church service, and I'm not getting connected with other believers, I feel it. And I know when it's not a priority, and I feel off balance. So for me, those are 3 things I can list out. And at the end of the week, I can be like, did I do these things? Yes or no? Secondly is my family. Okay. What can I do to honor my family? So for me, that means having unplugged time. And this is hard, especially when we work our business on social media and on our phones. It's so easy to have a notification and want to be, but I know for me, I have to have unplugged times. So whether that's during the hours of when my kids get picked up from like 3 to 8, I'm unplugging, that has to happen. Or maybe I unplug at 8 p.m. for the night, or whatever the case may be. I have to have a set time where I'm unplugged. Second one is one-on-one time with my 3 kids. I'm having 3 kids and I'm running here and there, but I really do better by my family when I have one-on-one time with each kid, even if it's just for a little bit of time each day. That makes me feel better. And third, regular date night with my spouse. Sometimes, honestly, right now it's like an in-house date, but really connecting with him, unplugging with him, checking in on seeing how we're doing. Those are 3 things I can do weekly to honor my family. Third is my health, right? So for me, following a program, following a nutrition plan. My fitness, I'm going to be doing 9-week control freak. I'm committed to that. And I'm also really going to be diving into 2B mindset. Thank you, Rachel and Jackie, who got me really into it. Now I feel like, okay, I'm going to really dive into that. And then the third thing is prioritizing sleep, because my sleep has been crazy this year, and I really need to prioritize that. When those all 3 things are in alignment with my priority of health, I feel better. The fourth one is my business. I have to do a power hour every single day. Well, I won't say every single day. I'll say 6 days out of 7. I have to do that. I have to commit to a marketing plan. When I don't have a marketing plan, I'm feeling overwhelmed and anxious and not knowing what I'm doing, and I'm wasting time on my phone, and I hate that. And then plugging into our team call every single Sunday. I do not miss team calls. I stay plugged in. And then finally is my personal time. So what does that look like for me? That's taking time for me. whether that means getting a facial, getting my nails done, setting up time with my girlfriends. Like, I do better connecting with girlfriends, even if it's just through Zoom. I need that time. And then just having quiet time for myself every night, where it's okay. I used to like feel guilty watching shows online, but I give myself time every evening when the kids go to bed. I can watch a show and the world can stop. I don't have to be working or being on my phone. I can do that. Okay. So I want you to really be honest with yourself. What are your priorities? Maybe you have 3, maybe you have 5, maybe you have more, but get honest, get clear with what they are. And then get very clear on what actions can I take to honor those. Because when we feel imbalanced or we're going for a goal and we feel like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, it's because we're somewhere in the mix. We're not taking actions that really honor those priorities. And that also means the bottom one weekly activity I can cut that isn't in line with my priorities and goals. As women, I know that sometimes we take on a lot. We struggle to say no. This is me giving you permission to say no. What is something that you can cut that isn't in line with your priorities and goals? I don't know what that looks like for you, but I know we're probably overextending ourselves. So what's one thing that's like, you know what, that's not going to help me reach closer to my goals. And you know what? It's taking away from my family, my health, my business, my own me time. What do I need to cut? And then finally on the right is your 12-week goals. What does that look like for you? How many people are you going to help every single month, right? Make a commitment and say, if your goal is to help 5 people, by goodness, do what it takes to help your 5 people. Is it to lock in a diamond? Okay, that's your 12-week goal. Cool. Write it down, make it happen, know where you need to be to make that happen. I don't know what those 12-week goals are for you, because you have to really sit down and say, what's the bigger picture and how do I reverse engineer it back? But I want you to write it down. I will post this in the team page so that you have it as well. But I'm telling you right now, whenever I feel out of whack, whenever I feel discouraged, whenever I feel frustrated, I was just talking to Jessica because I have a little bit of, frustrations in certain aspects of my life. And I'm like, because guess what? I'm not taking the actions that I need to do to honor my priorities. And I always feel it. But when I'm really in control and I can take a look in a good little Sunday reset, hey, did I do what I needed to do this week? This is a good thing for me to look at every day to remind myself. Everything kind of just works. And when you're all lined up, it feels good going for those goals. And ultimately, that's what we want you to do. We want you to shoot and reach every single goal, but we want you to do it in a way that feels really, really good. Okay. I can't see the chat. Do we have any questions on that, the goal setting guide, or anything that I missed?
You're welcome to ask them. If you have them, you can pop them in the chat. I know we're a little bit over time, so we'll go speedy. I saw JFlo ask how to focus on retention without chasing your clients. The biggest way, we're going to do a specific call focused on client retention. However, the best way to have client retention is to have really good quality groups. Your quality groups, the community in your groups, and the way you're showing up on social media is the best way to have customer retention. Absolutely. You should have some form of method where you're either checking in or emailing or setting the expectations, which again, we'll talk about on another call, but make sure you have clear expectations. If you have a client that signs up and you're in your welcome email, you ask them to check in with you weekly. That's on them to check in with you. You're pouring your value into the group. If you didn't set up that expectation, you might want to adjust and set up. And again, we'll dive into that because it's too much for this call. But most importantly, quality, quality, quality. Any other questions that we have? What is everybody starting? What program are you starting in January for your personal self? I saw a lot of people saying they wanted consistency in their life. That's the most important thing. If you are consistent, if you feel good, you're going to do good. 9 week. I love it. Ultimate reset. Well, Leticia, get a girlfriend. 9 week. Okay. Loving it. Again, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Do something that fires you up. Pre and postnatal bar going strong. Yes, Leah Lively. You take care of that little baby. You take care of that little baby. Okay. Most important thing is that you feel good and that you're excited, because people are going to feed off that energy. People are so ready this week, coming off of Christmas, feeling like a busted can of biscuits. They need you in your life, but they don't know you're there if you're not showing up. And you have to show up for yourself first before you can show up authentically for anybody else. Any other questions before we pop off? Good. And I saw earlier there was a question about 3-day refresh going on sale. It goes on sale the 29th. I don't remember who. I think I saw that at the beginning of the chat, beginning of the call. Awesome. Okay. Hope you have the most amazing evening. We will see you on the social. We will post this recording. We will post the guide. Happy Sunday. Bye, y'all.